So my name's David Purdy, and I work for a company called John Deere, and I've been working for John Deere for 36 years. And I'm also really passionate about farming. As many people who know me well know, I'm very passionate about my soils and plant health and many other different aspects of farming as well. However, about 2 years ago, or just under 2 years, maybe 18 months ago, my life changed quite considerably. And I was noticing that I was really struggling to eat properly. And so, I kind of lived with that for a while, just thought it'd go away as most men do. And eventually it didn't go away. And I kind of went to the doctor, and the doctor just said, it's probably just some acid reflux or something else here. Take some pills and go away kind of thing. And it didn't go away. And I kind of revisited that a few weeks later. And to cut a very long story short, a few months after that, I was diagnosed with cancer of the esophagus. And anybody who knows that is quite a difficult and quite an aggressive form of cancer. And as you can imagine, your life stops at that moment. You don't know if you have weeks, months, lives, or whether it's curable. And you go through different processes of diagnosis and scans and all sorts of visits to hospital, as you can imagine. And as a result of that, I went through intense periods of treatment, of chemotherapy, and of surgery and more chemotherapy, and a very difficult kind of period of life, really. But I'm very grateful because, thankfully I've come through all of that, and I'm here today enjoying back into the world of work, but enjoying many different aspects of the industry that I'm so incredibly passionate about. I'm really, really grateful to many people around me in my life. I'm particularly grateful to my employer of 36 years, who John Deere really supported me well without any hesitation at all. And for that, I'm grateful. But I'm also grateful for the farming community. I have many friends in the farming community, both colleagues that I work with and farmers and some of the dealers that I work with. And some of those were amazingly supportive. And I will never forget just how grateful I was to those kind of individuals in my life. But the kind of key thing, you really need support. So I encourage anybody who's going through a difficult time or starting to worry about their health in any way or shape or form, is to go, just kind of, as we say, nip it in the bud, but go and get professional help as quickly as you can. The earlier some of these things are diagnosed, the much bigger chance you've got of an easier path through the medical treatment, but obviously survival at the end of it. And I'm really grateful for the work of the NHS, particularly my local hospital in Stevenage, and the work of the clinical nurses specialists and the doctors there, but also specialist unit in Hammersmith Hospital, and Mr. Peters, the surgeon there, and the great work they did. I wouldn't be alive today without that kind of support of the NHS and the medical services. So look, if you're faced with potentially difficult medical things that you're not certain about, go and get it checked out. That's my real encouragement to you. Gain the support of your friends, your colleagues, the people who are close to you in your life. And then when we get through these difficult periods, what's been a great joy to me and a pleasure to me is to kind of invest back into other people's lives, other people who are going through difficult times, whether it be cancer or not cancer. Now you kind of get that kind of real ability to, because you've been through it, to really help and encourage and walk alongside other people going through really difficult times. So look, what's really important is the work of some of the charities, and the Farming Community Network is really important. So I would reach out to our farming community. We people involved in farming, we want to reach out to other people involved in farming. We find that kind of easier, really, and I certainly recognise that. So the Farming Community Network is really important, but of course the work of Macmillan were critical to the kind of to the process I went through. And when you start those processes, you really don't know what's ahead of you, and you need sort of professional support. You need the support of your friends, your work colleagues, which I was really fortunate to have, both of those, but also the support of the professionals, and particularly Macmillan, who were I can't speak highly enough. They were amazing in supporting me through what was and is a difficult time in your life. But when you have that support, be it clinical support or more kind of social support, then that makes that journey just much more easy and more manageable, really.